Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome Tuesday. How's your Tuesday going, everyone? Let's get this OOTP 24 party starting. I got the green on today. Yes, giving some love to the West Coast. Welcome everyone into the stream. How are you guys doing? How's your Tuesday looking? We got a dog joke right off the bat. I hope you hugged your dog yesterday, John. It was National Hug Your Dog Day. He's got the roofs. He's got the barks. John is ready to go. He's got the puns rolling. Some people like puns. Some people don't like puns. I'm one of those dad joke kind of guys. So yeah, they kind of sit well with me, John. So welcome to the show. Welcome, Cubs fan Steve. Saw your emotes a little earlier. And everyone else, we've got 87 of you. We got Sidney Crosby, number 87. 87 Americans here. We've got 16 Canadians. We've got one from the UK, one from South Korea, and one from, it looks like that's the Swiss flag. Let me just double check. Yes, it is Switzerland, up in the Alps there, or maybe down a little bit lower. I've never been to Switzerland. I don't know. Is it all high elevated, or is there some low areas? Do you like to ski? What goes on in Switzerland? All I know is its neutrality. Likes its neutrality. So welcome everyone in. This is episode number 86. Yes, 86, coming out of hibernation. When I get to the weather a little bit later, we have rain here in Edmonton, Alberta. Yes, it is raining, but I love it. Rain is better than snow. It's better than freezing rain, and it washes away. We've got remnants of snow remaining still up here. So we've got the rest of the snow is probably going to disappear today or tomorrow because the rain's going to melt most of what's remaining. So I don't know where you live, if you still have snow, if you've ever had snow this winter, but we do have a little bit still remaining. Yes, the build a lineup cards have come out. Are you using them? Are you buying them? Are you trying to finish off the missions? Are they important to you? We know there's going to be a gold, there's going to be a diamond, there's going to be a perfect of all these build a lineup cards. They will be coming in the weeks and months to follow, and some toppers to go with those. So welcome everyone in. We've got Shreddy from New Fairfield. What state is New Fairfield? I'm not familiar with New Fairfield. We'll have to check that out on the map a little bit later. Fanatic, good to see you. And the Chuckster got many pets yesterday. All right, the Chuckster. Hope your dog's name is Chuck or Charles or somewhere along that line. This is the Laptop Hound. Yes, the dog Laptop Hound stream, a nickname I got when I was teaching for over 30 years. And some years I taught computers and we used laptops, and I would have to collect the laptops at the end of every class. And kids would say, you're like a rabid dog collecting these laptops. You're like so protective over them, like a dog is protective over, it's the people that it lives with. And I'm like, yeah, because these are expensive and I don't want them broken and going missing. So I'm like a hound. I'm going to hound you guys for these laptops. And so the kids just started calling me Laptop Hound. And it's kind of stuck into my streaming career, which includes a bunch of videos on YouTube. Over, what do I got now? 221 videos. Oh my goodness. 221 videos, mainly to do with OOTP and the restreams, or the videos from these live streams, plus some beginners one. Thank you to those that may have watched those and leave comments on them. Getting some comments that it's helping a lot of the beginners out there, which I find really cool, because I don't want the beginners to get intimidated and overwhelmed and walk away from the game. I want you guys addicted, like the rest of us, into this game. And I apologize if it becomes a little bit addictive for you. But it is a fun, the best simulation game out there. Good afternoon, Den Brew. Laptop Retriever was right there. Hey, why didn't I think of that 25 years ago? Laptop retriever. Well, it goes, burner guy. My favorite breed of dog is a Labrador retriever. I've had a few Labrador retrievers. I've got a Bernese now, and I've got a Bernese German Shepherd cross that I've showed you pictures of before. I might even still have that from yesterday. Yeah. These are the two dogs that we have now, and they're just beautiful, gentle, loving pets. But the retriever, the golden retriever, always have a place for one of those in my life. So yes, love the golden retrievers. Black labs. You had two black labs growing up. Well, my son has a couple black labs, and we babysit them once in a while. So I'm very familiar with black labs, and they like to retrieve things too. You throw a ball and they bring it back, and they could play for an hour until they can barely walk anymore because they like retrieving that ball that you throw. And they love water as well. They're always running in the water. So really great to keep them occupied. And it's really good when you're babysitting black labs to tire them out, because then at night they sleep beautifully throughout the night, just like a little kid, right? You tire them out, you take them to the playground, you take them swimming, you make them run around, and then they just sleep for a beautiful 8 hours or maybe more. Yes, Ezra Denny, good to see you again. Ezra Denny, who streams the San Francisco 1958, I think, season that Ezra is streaming. So check him out on Twitch as well. Go find his channel. There it is right there. Give him a quick follow and then go back to that at some point when he's streaming, because he is a big-time San Francisco Giants fan. And let me try that again because it didn't take the first time. There we go. And so, yeah, go give him a shout out sometime. Watch his stream as he takes us through 1958 San Francisco. Much different times back then. What else do we got going on? I rock this. Yes. Puppy. Yes, I showed them off yesterday as it was National Hug Your Dog Day. And I do have a couple of beautiful dogs, about 4 or 5 years old right now. And one is Coffee. This one is Coffee. And this one is Whiskey. So we've got a Coffee and a Whiskey. I named this dog Coffee. My partner, well, she named it Whiskey. So you know how much I love coffee. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying about that. So welcome in, guys, again to episode number 86. Lots to go through today. Again, make sure, if you haven't already, check out the YouTube channel, Simulation Gaming Digital Realities. Go give it a follow if you don't mind. That's kind of where I started my host teaching career. Always, teachers still want to teach. They still want to help people. They still want to guide people. And especially, like I said, beginners. I like to kind of help with the beginners, because by no means am I an expert. If you've stumbled across the channel and you don't have Out of the Park Baseball yet, the best for sure, I guarantee you, if you like baseball, if you like statistics, if you like numbers, if you like the thrill of opening packs of cards, even though it's digital, if you like to replay games from the past, 1901, 1944, 1958. If you love the feel of a baseball game and the hit of the ball and making lineups and drafting these historical players, what are you waiting for? Go get OOTP, Out of the Park Baseball 24. You can save 10% just by simply putting in my code there at the bottom and applying it, Laptop Hound 24. That'll save you 10% on the game. And I guarantee you, you'll come back in a month later and say, Lap, what have you done to me? You've got me hooked on Out of the Park Baseball. And if you use Discord, go check us out on Discord. We've got a small little community building up there where we share a bunch of screenshots and we talk about the game, and we complain about our seasons that we have and how the wild card beat us out of the playoffs and how we don't get anything good in packs. But we also show off some of the good things we get including some of the specialty packs. I've showed this a couple times. This is a rainbow pack. So if you're ever on Discord and people are talking, hey, I got a rainbow pack, this is what they mean. One of all 6 levels of cards: the iron, the bronze, the silver, the gold, the diamond, and a perfect. It's like finding Bigfoot in the wild. It's very rare that you come across these. The other pack that you'll hear people reference is, I got a golf pack. And I don't have a picture of a golf pack because I've never really hit anything that low in a pack. But if you've ever hit a golf pack, share it to me on Discord and I can put it up here on the screen to show people what a golf pack looks like. It's basically you open up a standard pack where you're guaranteed a bronze card, but you want to get a 60. You want the lowest bronze card possible. And then you want a bunch of low irons, like a 40, a 41, a 42. And if you have the lowest bronze and all the lowest irons, that's a golf pack. The perfect golf score would be 40, 40, 40, 60, 40, 40. If you ever hit one of those, you will be an OOTP legend. You will get your post pinned on the Discord. People will celebrate you for years and years to come, pulling the perfect golf pack. So yes, those of you that get bad cards, just keep an eye on them. If you pull a bunch of low 40s and a 60 bronze, that is your golf pack. Again, if you're new to the stream, I stream Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. I don't have pre-rolls on, so you come on in and you're right into the stream. I do have 3-minute ad breaks. One I do before I even start streaming, kind of in the countdown timer, just to get one of them out of the way. And then about every hour, I do a 3-minute break, which again allows me to top up on my favorite beverage. Today, hazelnut caramel coffee with a butterscotch syrup and a chocolate coffee creamer. So yes, got a little bit of sugar, got a little bit of honey sometimes I put in my coffee. Are you guys coffee drinkers? I talk about coffee all the time. We've never really talked coffee. Are you guys like Starbucks? Are you, the cheapest coffee at the gas station that you can get that tastes like mud? You're good with that? Are you a kind of double, 2 cream, 2 sugar? Are you black in terms of you like your coffee right black, right from the coffee? Are you a percolated coffee? Are you a Keurig? Are you an espresso? Are you, what are you? Do you grind your own beans? And I mean that in a coffee sense. Tell me if you're a coffee fan. And if you're a tea fan or a water fan or a hot chocolate fan, all the power to you. But I love my coffee. Fanatic loves his coffee. Koala Fox brews his own. I'm jealous, Koala. You brew your own from the local roaster. Much better than any pod that you can get. That's for sure. Crime in the Woods likes a good cup of coffee. Ezra never touches this stuff. Ezra, especially if you're streaming now, buddy, you gotta get the coffee juice going. Get you pumped up for the stream, as you can tell when you watch mine. A Starbucks triple shot. Wow. I don't know if I'd get off the ceiling if I had a Starbucks triple shot, because I'm assuming that's a Starbucks with 3 espressos. 3? Is that what that means? Or does triple shot mean like 3 sugars or 3 creams? I don't know. I'm not a Starbucks aficionado. Cubs fan Steve, not a big coffee drinker as well. Hillside Robin, used to do coffee all the time. Recently switched to tea. All the power to you. I hear green tea or chaga tea, or good old-fashioned Earl Grey, as Captain Picard would say. Earl Grey, hot. Yes, if only we had those replicators. Water, maybe a soda with lunch. Yeah, I know in the States you guys say soda. Up here we say pop. I'm going to get a pop. Yeah. I don't know if you guys use that word as well, pop, like Coca-Cola, or do you just say soda? Is that like used 100% of the time? Whole bean is the way to go. Gabagoo Luigi, have you ever had chocolate-covered coffee beans? Because I recommend, if you do, have them in very small proportions, because chocolate covered coffee beans, woo, if you have a handful of those, you're good for a couple days. And good luck trying to get to sleep at night if you consume too many chocolate covered. Basically, they're roasted coffee beans covered in chocolate, and they can be pretty powerful. What else do we got going on? Oh, okay. So 3 shots of espresso. It's a canned drink. Okay. So you get it at the local 7-Eleven, I guess. Geoman with the quad espresso. Oh, guys, I thought I was I love my coffee strong, but 4 espressos with vanilla shaken, not stirred. You're the James Bond of coffee. Ooh, I don't think I could handle that. Okay, so pop is Midwest. In the South, it's all Coke. Okay. We got the coffee talk. You guys are big coffee fans, a lot of you. People brew up coffee in the old coffee pot all day. Yeah, when I started teaching, we had one of those big metal coffee pots where you'd have a big thing of grounds, and then you just, put in the water and it would sit there for the entire day. And then by like 3 o'clock, it tasted like it was thick. So you had to put a lot of cream in it because it was really thick by the end of the day, because a lot of the water had evaporated. Yeah. Good times. Good times. What else do we got? There's a website that keeps track of what parts of the country say pop. Okay. Soda, Coke. I didn't realize that some just say Coke, even though they might be drinking a Sprite. They still say Coke. I know Coke, I think, was invented, or Pepsi was invented down in North Carolina. I found that out when I was researching North Carolina, when I spotlighted Heath, one of the subscribers. Black as Midnight and Moonless Night. Yes. Espresso is your other hobby besides OOTP. Well, hey, you're my kind of person, Iridescence 93, because OOTP and coffee, that keeps me going. I could spend 12 hours on OOTP and coffee. And Gorgo, check out your post up the pike a bit. Okay. Up the pike. Let's see. Let's go to Gorgo. Here we go. In for short before a medical appointment. Wanted to wondered if you saw before where my local coffee shop that I had my Highlander grog and Razzie coffees. Oh man, Gorgo, they closed their doors. Were you able to stock up a little bit on some of your favorite beans there? I hate that. I hate it when you have a place that you go to and all of a sudden it closes down. I in the day, I went to Blockbuster. It was part of my Friday routine, going to Blockbuster Video on Friday nights, picking out the VCR cassette. All the good ones were gone, right? At Blockbuster, they'd have all the videos, and then behind it, they'd have a little laminated poster of what the movie is. And then you'd go and you'd say, oh, it's just the poster. The video's not there. And all the top new releases were gone. But it was so fun going to the Blockbuster and spending half an hour looking for a movie or looking for a video game. And then they just, closed down. It's like, what do I do with Friday nights now? I guess I could watch TV, but when something becomes part of your routine and you go to the coffee shop or you go to a store, you go wherever, to a restaurant, and it closes down, yeah, it is kind of kicking the pants for those of us that like routine. B-Mauler, yeah, I miss those days too. Sure, we can stream, we can sit on our couch, we don't have to drive anywhere, but there's something about going to the physical building. And I know people are different. Some of us like to window shop, myself included. I could walk around a mall for hours and just watch people, look in the windows, look for sales, look for the discount rack, the clearance rack. Go grab a coffee, sit down, and we have West Edmonton Mall where there's an ice rink right in the mall and we can watch people play hockey. And other people are not like that. They just nope, I'm in and out of the store as quick as possible, and I don't want to kind of window shop. So I guess everyone is different in terms of what what drives them and what motivates them and what they like to do in terms of malls and recreation. But yeah, I miss the Blockbuster days. Just not the same. The excitement as a kid going to pick out a video game for the weekend. Exactly, right? And then all the best games are gone, so you got to pick, okay, well, I'll get Super Mario 2 because I played it before and I'll play it again this weekend. It's not the same. It's not the same just going on your Nintendo and going to the Nintendo shop and just downloading the game. There, as a kid especially, there's excitement about what's left, what's there. And then you grab a chocolate bar and you grab a pop and you get a bag of chips. And it's the whole experience of going out with the family and picking your favorite game for the weekend. Andy Sheffield and Andy was Luke. Yes, Andy Sheffield and Andy was Luke. How are you supposed to tell the teams apart? Well, yeah, I'm so used to using, it's like the Blockbuster again. I've said Luke, and then all of a sudden it's Andy. All of a sudden I got to remember that it's Andy. But good to see you here. Andy was Luke. Good reminder that there's our member from Sheffield, England. Yes, from the Sheffield area. And I got to apologize to Andy, Luke. Andy was Luke. Yesterday, I missed your subscription. Again, I'm not good with eyes going everywhere on the screen. So thank you so much again, Andy from Sheffield. And because I know your beverage of choice, and this is where you can close your ears, put on the earmuffs. This one, Andy was Luke. This one's for you and your. If you're old like me and you're younger like Gorgo, you might remember a country western singer called Tom T. Hall. Do you guys remember Tom T. Hall? Cubs fan Steve, you'll remember him. I know if Wildcat Bandit's here, he might remember him. Tom T. Hall. And Tom T. Hall had a famous song in the 60s or 70s called I Like Beer. So when I was thinking of how can I say thank you to Andy from Sheffield, that song came to mind. So this one's for you, Andy. Andy likes beer. It makes him a jolly good fellow. He likes beer. It helps him unwind, and sometimes it makes him feel mellow. Whiskey's too rough. Champagne costs too much. Vodka puts his mouth in gear. This little refrain should help me explain. As a matter of fact, Andy likes beer. Yes, Andy likes beer. Thank you once again, Andy. Sorry I missed your resubscription 3 months on yesterday on Monday. So yes, I know. It's like it's a dilemma. Do I subscribe to Lap and have to listen to him sing, or do I just kind of lay in the weeds and lurk? Well, thank you guys. Least I could do is pay you a little bit of tribute for helping me out on the channel, and also allowing myself to give you guys some rewards, some giveaways that I do every stream. So we will be doing the giveaway at the end of the stream again. And 15 packs to 2 different users, 10 packs and 5 packs, like I always do. And hopefully you will pull something good. Radman, I know you're in my kind of age bracket. You've never heard Tom T. Hall, I Like Beer? Well, there you go. You've got to go to YouTube, go to Spotify, and look up that song, I Like Beer. Trust me, he sings it much, much better. And yeah, I know. Andy's going like, why do I pay for a subscription for a song that makes my ears bleed? Well, you know what's good for that, Andy? An extra pint. An extra pint soothes all that may ail you. It makes you hear a little less clearly when you have that extra pint. All right, what else do we got going on here? Gorgo. See, Gorgo knows Tom T. Cubs fan Steve knows Tom T. Michael C. Hall. Is that the actor from Dexter? Is that or is that the guy from 16 Candles? I don't know. I get the names with the middle initial kind of mixed up. That means you're young too. Yes, Radman, you are young too. What else do we got? Yeah. EVC tries to sneak in that resub off stream, and eventually I do catch it. Next time maybe I'll accidentally mute when I sing the song, and that way I'll go, oh man, I was on mute, I'm so sorry. Michael J. Hall is Breakfast Club. Really? Is it Michael J. Hall? You sure you got that right? Michael J. That name doesn't sound familiar the way it's worded there, but again, I that was a long Anthony Michael Hall. That's the word. That's the name I was thinking of. Yeah, we get our Anthonys and our Michaels and our Halls all mixed up. Thank you to some recent followers here, and to a new subscriber. We've got iGabMa12. That's how I think you want it pronounced. iGabMa12. Well, welcome iGabMa12. It's Mark. Now you guys are all just in the actors with an initial in their middle name. Yes, I know Mr. Fox very well. In fact, when you tune in on Thursday for the next Hawk report, that name may come up. Just saying. Tune in after Dishnet Thursday at noon for the new release. I'm hoping it's going to be the Negro League cards, because I know they usually come out around the Jackie Robinson Day, which is coming up very soon. Number 42. Great movie, by the way. If you haven't watched the movie 42, go to Blockbuster and rent it, because it's a great movie, number 42. So yeah, thank you to pronounce this right again here. Where is that? iGabMa12. Thank you for the subscription. But iGabMa12, I've already done my song today. You got to let me know who your favorite MLB team is, and then I will definitely shout you out either later today or in the next episode. But thank you. Thank you so much. Jackie Day is incoming. Yes. Have a great day, Gorgo. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you got the phone on the Ghost there and you get all your packs today. Great to see you again. Hope you can find a replacement for that coffee shop. All right, OOTP news. Have you subscribed to Perfect Team Plus? Tomorrow is the gift drop day. Yes, tomorrow is the day. Let's see if I can find it here. Here it is. That you will receive your surprise gift. And they've given us a hint. Topps plus the Marlins. So being kind of intuitive, I'm thinking, hey, maybe it's a card that they're going to give us. Maybe all of a sudden in our account, we're going to find a Marlins top card. This is a big moment. This is a big moment for Perfect Team Plus, because I know a lot of users were, I'm going to wait to see what the gift is. And if the gift is worth it, I'm going to continue to subscribe. And others are like, if the gift doesn't cut it, I'm not going to subscribe anymore. I've actually heard that from different users. I'm going to keep subscribing because I like the free packs. I like the double pack drops for the login bonus rewards and all the other bonuses. But for some people, this is a determining point for them whether they continue. And if it's a card, that can get kind of interesting as well. You know, iron cards and bronze cards, they're nice, but they're probably not playable. Perfect cards are really nice, but is it fair to give people a perfect card for subscribing to Plus? Is it too much? Maybe gold and diamond somewhere in there? Or is it just a commemorative card, a card that is just, you know, part of your collection, but doesn't have a number on it, doesn't have ratings on it, just a keepsake kind of thing digitally? So it'll be very, very interesting what this might be. Let me see if I'm missing anything in the chat. A perfect Louis Arraz. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of you would love that. Okay, you guys are just talking baseball. So you can subscribe to PT Plus on my alt team today. Yes, I double checked that with the OOTP team. If you subscribe to PT Plus today, you will get that bonus. Because it was a little bit unclear in the Discord. It said it's not retroactive. So I cleared that up. If you subscribe after it comes out, you won't get the April bonus. You'd get the May bonus when that comes out. So yes, if you do want this card or whatever it might be, it may not be a card. I don't know. Maybe it's going to be a t-shirt that they mail you. Who knows what it's going to be. But once it comes out, you can no longer get it by subscribing after the fact. So if you're going to subscribe, do that today at some point. And again, what is OOTP? Well, OOTP, again, is the best simulation baseball game out there. And you can go to the website and check out everything OOTP right there. You can go to the forums. You can listen to Rich Grisham's podcasts, download them, play them at your own convenient time. Lots of cool things on the website. Coffee time. All right, let's see. Oh, that 90s guy cover. Good to see you again. And I just want to shout out 90s guy covers because I've tuned into his channel a couple times when he was streaming. And let me tell you, he pumps out the music. He has his guitar with him a lot of times. He set up a new kind of fictional league. Don't know if he's still continuing with that, but when I tuned in, and yeah, go click on that link and give him a quick follow right now, because anyone that streams OOTP is a friend of mine, and the more we can promote this game and give advice and show our love of the game, the better off our community is. So yes, tomorrow PT Plus users will get the surprise. So if you missed it, it's going to be something to do with Topps and the Miami Marlins. All right, what else do we got? Cubs fan Steve, a perfect Jeff Conine for PT Plus. Yeah, if it's a perfect card, there's going to be a lot of chatter in the Discord. If it's a perfect card, yeah, it'll be an interesting discussion. That's for sure. Of course, if you subscribe, you want the best thing possible. But people that don't subscribe, I think they're going to bring out the pitchforks if it's a card that is really, really good. As I mentioned, Edmonton, we are experiencing some rain right now, 3 degrees Celsius and rain, which I'll take because what that rain is doing is it's melting all the leftover snow that we have. Yes, we still have snow here, especially in the rural areas away from the city, and that rain is going to wipe out a lot of the remaining snow. Across this beautiful North America's continent right now, we've got Cubs fan Steve enjoying a nice 79 in Orlando. We've got Honolulu at 74. Miami, speaking of Miami, they've got rain in 73. Sean So, I don't know if you're in the chat. I think you said your favorite team was Colorado. I don't know if you're from Colorado, but 72 in Denver. And Toronto, we've got a Canadian city on there. Don't often see Canadian cities in the first row. 70 degrees. EVC's enjoying a nice 69 degrees in New York City. Dallas at 68. And the cold spot right now, Eureka at minus 27 degrees Fahrenheit. They just love to be the leader in cold temperatures. And of course, the map. Oh, Sean Soul is in Denver. All right. Sean Soul is in Denver. So let's take a quick peek to the Denver area. So Sean Soul, if you're a baseball fan, other than going to the stadium or going to a hockey game, give me one good tourist area from Denver? Where is a place that is a must visit when you go to Denver? Is it the zoo? Well, there's Coors Field. EVC's loving his temperature, loving the temperature in New York City. So let's a little spotlight on subscriber from yesterday, Sean Sol 10, and Coors Field. Of course, I've never been to a real Major League Baseball stadium. The best I've done is AAA, and here is Coors Field. If you've ever been to Coors Field, put it in the chat. Again, we know Coors Field for the Hitters Park. Great Hitters Park. I'm using Wrigley Field in my perfect team right now, which is, a watered down Hitters Park, still a Hitters Park. There we go. Looks like a great place, the Mountain Air. And who do we have here? Is this Sean? Is this someone that is a famous player, or is it just some baseball statue guy that they have outside of Coors Field? Chalupa, not Chalua Pants, but Chalupa Pants has been to Coors Field. He loves it. Just a random guy? Okay. Just a random guy. Yeah, I guess they haven't been around long enough to, thought maybe it'd be like a Todd Helton or something like that. Trevor Story. Yeah, I think San Francisco, Coors Field, of course, Toronto, the Sky Dome, because I'm Canadian. Those would be kind of three ballparks I definitely would want to go see at some point. I guess they're sponsored by Disney. Disney must be one of the sponsors of Coors Field. And speaking of liking beer, hey, we know what where this sponsorship comes from. So that is Coors Field, but you also put in, let's see if I can find it up here now. You also put in the Red Rocks Amphitheater. All right, so let's check that out. This is Sean's recommendation, Red Rock Park and Amphitheater. Ooh, this reminds me of Southern Alberta and the hoodoos and the dinosaur fossils. Absolutely. Look at this. What the heck? Okay, so is this where they have a lot of outdoor concerts then? Or do they have theater productions? Wow, that's huge, that the seating area. I'm guessing it must be 2,000 or 3,000 capacity at least. What do we got going on at the amphitheater? They have both. Okay, 8,500. 8,500 that it sits. Now, is this a state park? Is it privately owned and operated? Is it, open? Oh, it looks like a museum. So we got a museum there. So I'm guessing that the state of Denver operates this. Padman says, first time you heard of Red Rocks was U2's Under a Blood Red Sky. Okay, so it was was that under Roosevelt? I know with Roosevelt and his alphabet agencies during the Great Depression, they started up a lot of projects to get men working. And was that under his time? Yeah. Okay, so it was back in the Depression area, now owned by the city. Oh, look how beautiful is that. That's just gorgeous. Yeah, it reminds me again a lot of Southern Alberta and the Badlands. So you got to tell me, Sean, what is the best event that you've seen there? Tell me which theater production or concert at the Red Rocks. We're going to mark that. We're going to save that one and keep that as part of the collection. There we go. So yeah, we have a bunch of places here. We've got places in North Carolina. We got places in Denver now. We've got a place in Oklahoma. Silver Spring, I think it was, Mr. Ree. I always want to make sure I don't say that wrong. I know it's near Baltimore. Just know it was Silver Spring or something else silver. And Mr. Ree, thank you again for renewing your membership as well. You guys are just keeping me busy here today. I'm getting off task with my OOTP. Better get back to that. Silver Spring. Yes, Silver Spring. Okay. Silver Spring. I think that's what I said. So yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Ree. Big Mr. Ree, a big fan of the Ripkins, especially Billy Ripkin, Baltimore Orioles. I think that's the place that has the Pickle Pub around Baltimore, if I remember. And yeah, just a great place that you could probably catch a ball game. All right. What is today, you may ask? You've been here for almost an hour and you say, Lap, what day should I celebrate today? Well, going off the back of National Hug Your Dog Day, now it's all pets. If you have a tarantula, if you have a iguana, do you have sea monkeys? They count as pets, don't they? Sea monkeys? Speaking of being a kid and memories, at the back of comic books and getting the sea monkeys and then putting them in water, those were great. Yeah, and if you don't know what sea monkeys are, you must be a Zoomer or a millennial. I don't know if they still even sell those anymore. But it is National Pet Day, so I rock this. If you're in, give those cats some extra affection today. For all of us that own pets, dogs, cats, whatever they may be, yes, it is National Pet Day. And I found it interesting. This is a reputable website, and they said, how can you celebrate National Pet Day? Well, this site looked up some weird pet products that you can buy. This one, they say, creepy. You love your cat, but you wish you could bond with them? Well, now you can with the Licky Your Cat Brush. You can finally experience what it's like. Are we coming up on a break soon? Some of the products, go to Amazon, check it out. Or you can make your dog a canine astronaut. As seen on TV, the Puff and Fluff dog dryer. Perfect way to reduce wet dog odor and keep your pup warm and cozy. Your dog will hate, no, we crossed that off. Your dog will love you for it. And hey, this one's for you, iRock. Go out, it's on sale. 15th anniversary Dancing with Cats hardcover book. I mean, you may have it already, but do you have the 15th anniversary one? You know what would be even cooler? If they had one of those K-Tel records. I'm from the K-Tel days, and it was called Dancing with Cats, and they had 10 songs about cats. Someone make a Spotify playlist, Dancing with Cats. You'll probably be a multi-millionaire. Think about all the people with cats that would buy that album. But in this case, it's a book. So iRock, have you taught your cat to dance yet? I've got a few cats in my place, and that's down the list. So we've got the Puff and Fluff dog dryer. We've got the 15th anniversary hardcover book, and we've got the Licky Your Cat brush. It is National Pet Day, guys. You can't make this up. You simply can't. It is also, now here's a fun one. I say Gorgo, who is a music teacher, we'll get myself, we'll get Dr. Dynastic, and we'll get Gorgo. And I think the four of us older streamers should put together a song for National Barbershop Quartet Day. We could probably have Tetsuiji, because Tetsuiji's got that nice baritone. Maybe we'll add Tetsuiji. So National Barbershop Quartet Day. There we go. Back in the 50s, 50s and 60s, what a time. And do you like your fondue? Are you a big fan of the cheese fondue? It is National Cheese Fondue Day. I've never been a big fondue fan. I think it's the younger generation that makes a lot of fondues. I know there's like steak fondue and there's chocolate fondue, which, hey, I could go for that. But cheese fondue, never really had a big cheese fondue. But if you guys have, hey, shout it out. Also, Ramadan still going on until April 20th. So if you participate in that, that is still part of your daily life. And I think one that I'm gonna have a little bit of an issue with, International Be Kind to Your Lawyer Day. When I get bills, I think I'm being really kind with lawyers. If you're a lawyer, if anyone is a lawyer in your family, I congratulate you. It must be one of the toughest jobs out there, because I think other than, jokes about dogs or cats, there are more jokes about lawyers in this world. People tend to like to make lawyers jokes. So I feel bad, high stress job, being in front of a judge, having to present your case and represent your client. So today is Be Kind to Lawyers Day. So no lawyer jokes today, guys. Be kind to them. Take some time to really understand the struggles that they face. Maybe send them a card or a gift basket. Empathize with their struggle. Yes, always fun to look at what days we need to celebrate. All right, that is your days of interest today. Baseball wise, well, Ezra, I'm surprised you're feeling vigorous today and really pumped up for your upcoming stream, because your Giants just got beat up last night. And we're on a break. So subscribers, you've heard everything, but we are on our kind of big 3-minute break. So I will be back in 2.5 minutes. Go get a beverage. Go to the washroom. Go hug your pet. All right, we are back. Thank you for enduring those ads. Like I said, I'd rather have a longer ad break about halfway through than to have being interrupted every 25 or 30 minutes with the shorter ad break. So yeah, just something I've changed up from when I streamed OOTP 23. And speaking of breaks, and gives me a chance to kind of look at, my recent followers and shout out to some of the more recent followers from today anyway, including some celebrities. It looks like we have some celebrity followers. Where is that? We've got Don Knotts. Don Knotts is in the house. Don Knotts Thoughts. I love Don Knotts. Wasn't he on like Gomer? Was he on Gomer Pyle? That show, whatever that one was. Of course, he was the landlord Furley in the 70s sitcoms. Yeah, he was a great. I just loved him as an actor. He just had that friendly personality and smile, and just could make you laugh. That very physical kind of comedy. Lady, please. Don Knotts. There it is. Yeah. Dean Jones. Wasn't it Dean Jones and Don Knotts that were in the Apple Dumpling Gang? Andy Griffith Show. Okay, he was in the Andy Griffith Show. Yeah. So Don Knotts Thoughts, thank you for following and bringing the memories of some of those early shows. And also Jim Leland. Jim Leland is in the chat here right now. Hey, you never know. It could be the real Jim Leland. He's on a little bit of a break and checking in and saying, hey, what's this baseball all about? So thank you, Jim Leland, for the follow. And of course, to the recent subscribers today, IGabma12, Mr. E416, Thank you guys for the support. So as I was saying before the break, I hope that Ezra Denny is recovered. I don't know what inning you turned off the ball game yesterday, but the Dodgers and the Giants, the Dodgers scoring 5 in the 7th inning, wasn't a pleasant sight for you, especially in your own home ballpark. The Dodgers whooped the San Francisco Giants. It's interesting. We see 9-1 and then we see a 1-0 game. Where was that 1-0 game? The Rays beat the Red Sox. So the winning streak continues for Tampa Bay. 10-0. Man, they might be a force. Are they going to take the division, or are they going to come back down to earth and start losing some games here? Who else do we got? The Rangers crushed I Rock This Royals, so I Rock This probably feeling a little bit today. The Braves beat Gorgos Reds. The Phillies destroyed the Marlins 15-3. And Mysteries Orioles 5-1 over the Athletics. Guardians over the Yankees. Yep. So games, yeah, there's definitely some blowouts early in the season here. All right, well, what I want to do is test your guys' knowledge a little bit. I'm going to go on full screen. So thank you to the quiz and trivia channel. Let's test. This is just an easy one. But hey, you guys play OOTP, but how well do you know the game? How well do you know baseball? So let's do a little bit of trivia. Every once in a while, I like to do some trivia. All right. Let's play. Question number 1. More recent one. Who won the 2020 World Series? Don't look it up. Come on. No cheating here. Who was the 2020 World Series? Den Brew is first in with the Dodgers. Let's see. We've got the LA Dodgers. Yes. All right. As a Canadian, I know this, but do you guys know this? How many times have the Toronto Blue Jays won the World Series? Oh, you guys are pretty good. Joe the Jester, 0. Shreddy, 0. Joe Carter's famous walk-off home run, yes, they've won 2. All right, now if you don't get this one, you need to go buy a baseball reference book. Which team holds the record for most World Series wins? Yes, the New York Yankees. All right, question number 4. Do the Zoomers know this? That's what I want to know. Who holds the record for the most home runs in a season? Yankees. Tim Gross is behind a question. It is Barry Bonds. All right, next up. Sammy Sosa played 13 seasons for which team? Played for a couple. But yes, this one was with Chicago. Speaking of Barry Bonds, how many times did he win the MVP award? How many MVPs? This might catch a few of you. How many MVPs? Barry Bonds. It is 7. So Tim and Shauna and Gabba Rockhounds all nailed that one. Alex Rodriguez was drafted by which team in 1993? We got some Rangers. We got some Seattle. Looks pretty close. Seattle starting to pull ahead a little bit. It is the Seattle Mariners. IBDB, his team. Dr. Dynastic, team that he follows. Which is the only MLB team that has never played? Poor team. Which team has never played in the World Series? Maybe one day, Dr. D and IBDB, you will see your Mariners in a World Series. All right, a little bit tougher. Which pitcher had the most shutouts in the 2020 season? With 2. Who had 2 shutouts 3 years ago? Nola, Bauer. Yeah, they misspelled Darvish. Darvish, yes. Bad trivia. Trevor Bauer is the answer. Good job, you guys. Which player has won the most World Series rings? Who has a ring for every finger? Berra, Romo, DiMaggio, Ruth. The one and only Yogi. Maybe the best personality ever to play the game. All right. Which of these teams have never, same question, but just different choices. Which of these teams has never won the World Series? Maybe that's a little bit of foreshadowing. Maybe we're going to see a Brewers-Mariners World Series. Back in 2017, which team had a winning streak of 22 games? Jay Johnson, number 1 personality? Wasn't he that guy that had the dummy on Soap? Wasn't that Jay Johnson? Remember that show, Soap? For all you Gen Xers and Boomers out there? 22-game winning streak was for Cleveland. Yes. Absolutely. I know my 70s and 80s TV, Ezra. Jay Johnson. Probably my favorite character. Who holds the record of 19 total bases in a single game? See some Sean Green, some Pujols. Looks like a 2-horse race here between Green and Pujols. It is Sean Green. All right, we'll go a couple more questions. Which of these players has scored 4 home runs in one game? Four homers. Who has had a 4-homer game? I probably would have said Sammy Sosa, but probably going to be JD. JD Martinez. And here's one for Wildcat, if he's in the chat today. How many seasons did Nolan Ryan play? $20 seems like the popular. We got a few 27s. 27s is coming through. Yes, it is 27 years. Wow, what a career. Which player received the highest salary back in 2020? Who is the highest paid player in 2020? Who do you think? Bobby Bonilla. Great one, Gabaguluigi. Yeah, Bobby Bonilla still collecting the paycheck. It looks like you guys are going with David Price. It was Mike Trout. Mike Trout. Interesting. All right, 2 more questions. Who holds the record for the most strikeouts by a pitcher in his career? Easy one for you. And last one. Which team is currently not a member of the NL East? Ooh. Cubs fan Steve. Yes, the Cubbies. All right, so a little bit of an easy trivia for you guys. You guys nailed it. One of these days, we're going to do a tough trivia and see what you really know. Maybe we'll do that next Tuesday. Okay, before we go and we play our historical game and try to find out who our ultimate champion is going to be. It's been a while since I've had to spin the wheel and see which two teams are going to face off with a new release of the game, and just haven't been able to fit it into the time. So we will do that in just a little bit. But as a baseball historian, I like to kind of look back and find out a little bit about what took place in baseball history. Let me just make this a little bit bigger here. This day in baseball history, let's find out some of the things that took place. So did you know that catcher leg guards debuted on this day in 1907? Thankfully, it's like the hockey mask in ice hockey, where it's like, wow, how did they not think of that earlier? You know, goalies taking pucks to the head. Mind you, they weren't 100 miles an hour like they are today, but sticks to the head, pucks to the head. I guess that's the equivalent for catchers with their mask and with their shin guards. So leg guards, yes, 1907 that they came out. Rube Marquette, and this is what's cool too. When we look back at baseball history, we see some of these players that are in Perfect Team, and we learn a little bit more about these players. They're not just a fake picture on a card. They become a little bit more real. So Rube Marquette began a 19-game consecutive winning streak. First of 19 games by beating the Dodgers. Redland Field makes its debut with the hometown Reds, beating Chicago on this day in 1912. Back during the war, 1917, this was April of 1917 was the big offensive in Passchendaele. I don't know how many of you know your war battles really well, but around Easter of 1917 was the big Passchendaele offensive, where I know the Canadian troops made a huge impact in helping defeat the Germans and push them off that high ridge. And baseball was still going on, and Ruth fired a 3-hitter on opening day. A lot of opening days back in history. 1928, Ty Cobb and Tris Speaker both started on opening day for the A's. Very cool. Two legends, both starting on opening days. 8-3 loss to New York marked the first time the future Hall of Famers have played as teammates in a game. So this day, 1928, Cobb, Speaker played as teammates. Very cool. What else do we got? The Yankees, 1954. So what's that? 50, 70, almost 70 years ago. Enos Slaughter. The Yankees traded for the 38-year-old Enos Slaughter, and the Cardinals got Bill Verdon back, who would win Rookie of the Year. Looks like a great deal. One of those vet for prospect deals back in 1954. Dodger fans, Don Drysdale homered on opening day in 1959. About 64 years ago? First pitcher to hit more than one home run on opening day. Hey, this site made an error, the wrong 2. I know it drives some people batty. 1961, Los Angeles Angels played the first game in franchise history, defeating the Orioles 7-2. There we go. Ted Kluszewski, we know him from the game. Big power hitter, hits 2 home runs. And Gerba pitched a complete game. So I always remember Ted Kluszewski from Perfect Team as a Cincinnati Red, but he must have played for the Angels. Robin Roberts. How timely is this? Robin Roberts, who just came out in Build a Lineup in his 12th straight opening day start, tagged with the loss, losing to the Dodgers 6-2. So Robin Roberts was an Iron Man on opening day. 12 straight opening day starts. That picture is missing a vowel. Yeah, it looked like it. On this day in 1961, so 62 years ago, Carl Yastrzemski, Red Sox rookie, in his first major league game, singled off Ray Herbert in a 5-2 loss at Fenway Park. He would go on and collect almost 3,500 hits in his 23-year Hall of Fame. 62 years ago. 62 years ago. I know some of you are over 62. Some of you were, probably toddlers when Carl Yastrzemski debuted. Very cool. And later managed the Expos. Who managed the Expos? Who did I miss there? Kamish, good to see you. Kamish is in the house, and I can't wait for my draft, Kamish. Kamish runs a league where he broadcasts the games of the week. He allows users to create players and be drafted into the game. And I do have a player coming up in the draft very, very soon. A shortstop second baseman who I hope gets drafted by one of the followers of the channel here. Draft me to your team. Pick me. You'll see me in the player pool. My last name is Streamer. Makes it easy to identify. So welcome in, Kamish. Good to see you here. Yes, Kamish, you missed it. It is Celebrate Your Pet Day today. So make sure you give a lot of love and affection. And there's some very cool products you can purchase on Amazon. We won't go back to that. On April 11th, 1962, players that we see in Perfect Team, Hal Woodyshick and Dick Farrell combined for Houston's first shutout. Houston's first shutout over Cub fan Steve's Cubs. What else do we got? Warren Spahn wins his 328th game and becomes the all-time leader for left-handed pitchers. So there's a day to celebrate. What is that? That's 60 years ago. 60 years ago today. Wow. What a history baseball has. Not going to pronounce that name. Emmett Ashford umpires his first MLB game. Well, since we're coming up on Jackie Robinson Day, I'm assuming, I don't know a lot about Emmett Ashford. Was he the first Negro League umpire in Major League Baseball? I'm just assuming because it's a momentous occasion. So on this day back in 1966, Eddie Matthews in 1967 beats his old Atlanta teammates 6-1. And here you go, Dr. D, the Seattle Pilots play their first home game. Is this right? Is it 6? Like, is that doesn't look right to me. Was there a stadium called 6, SICKS? The Seattle Pilots, back in 1969, first home game. I love that name. Seattle Pilots. I mean, Mariners is cool too, but I like the traditional way. So 6 is correct. Is that was that a company, a corporation? What's the meaning behind that? Jerry Groats in 1971 on this day hits a walk-off homer in the 11th inning at Shea Stadium. We've seen Jerry Groat. That's the catcher, I believe, Jerry Groat. Like I said, it's so cool, guys, to see names of players in Perfect Team. Aaron returns to Milwaukee on this day in 1975. 48 years ago, Aaron back in Milwaukee. All you Astro fans, Craig Reynolds, homerless the year before, blasts a leadoff homer against Don Stanhouse. I did not realize he went a whole year without hitting a home run. 1981, on this day, Don Sutton signed as a free agent from Los Angeles over the winter, making his Astros debut against the Dodgers. Talk about synchronicity. Former Dodger great, first game as an Astro, against the Dodgers. You guys have to look that up. Did he win that game? Did he beat the Dodgers April 11th, 1981? Someone Google that. And talk about cards in perfect team. Hey, if you don't have a bronze Gorman Thomas running on your bronze tournament teams, go get one. So on this day in 1985, I was in high school. Many of you were probably in high school or elementary school. Gorman Thomas hit 3 home runs and drives in 6 to lead the Mariners in a victory over the Athletics. Well, Dr. D, I don't know if you were in school back in 1985, but that must be kind of a little bit of a conflict for you. Your Mariners and your Athletics. Gorman Thomas, now we know why he's such a power card in perfect team. He can hit the dingers. And on this day in 1985, yes, you Oriole fans, Cal Ripken, nursing a sprained ankle while covering second base on a pickoff play, is ordered by the doctor not to play in the game against the U.S. Naval Academy, which stopped for the Orioles' shortstop streak of consecutive games, which have ended if not for the exhibition contest, is still at 444. Okay, so what I'm getting here is that it wasn't a game that would stop his streak. Yes, Cal Ripken Jr. and his streak. April 11th, 1990, 33 years ago, Mark Langston and which Witt would this be? Combined on a no-hitter. Bobby Witt. Bobby Witt on a no-hitter. What else do we got going on? Oh, on this day in 1994, the Rangers play their first major league game in Arlington, losing to Milwaukee 4-3. Dave Nielsen hits the first home run in the $189 million facility. So Astro fans, a little bit of nostalgia there. First game in Arlington in 1994. On this day in 1996, Braves pitcher Greg Maddux ends his major league record for consecutive road victories with a 2-1 loss to San Diego. Wow, he was 18-0. All right, we need that perfect Greg Maddux card pronto. 18-0 on the road with under a 1 ERA. Cool. To commemorate, okay, this one's cool for Jackie Robinson Day coming up. To commemorate the 50th anniversary of the integration of baseball, Sharon Robinson, Jackie's daughter, and Pumpsie Green each threw out the first pitch at Fenway Park. In 1959, Green became the first black player to appear in the Boston Red Sox uniform. So that was on this day in 1997. One of the Killer Bees, Craig Biggio, scores his 1,000th career run on this day in 1999. And 2 more in 2000, 23 years ago, the Giants inaugurate Pac Bell Park with a 6-5 loss to the Dodgers. Kevin Elster hits 3 homers in the game. Wow. The next one to have 3 homers in the game would be Pablo Sandoval back in the World Series in 2012. Back to Greg Maddux. Greg Maddux on this day 22 years ago, almost flawless for 7 innings, combining with a pair of relievers to pitch a 1-hitter in a victory over the Mets. Yeah, he was quite the pitcher. And the last one, this day in history, the Baltimore Orioles pound the Tampa Bay Devil Rays 15-6 with a franchise-high 12 runs in the 6th inning. So celebrate that, Mr. Ree. A franchise-high 12 runs in the 6th inning. They also collect the club-high 11 hits in 16 at-bats. Derek Lee. That was a great card last year. The gold Derek Lee. Whew. That was a meta card. 17 years ago, signed a $65 million deal contract with the Cubs. Steve, you'll remember that. I'm sure you were happy when Derek Lee signed that new contract. Unless he was towards the end of his career, but it contained a no-trade clause, and he would hit .335 with 46 home runs and 107 ribbies. And he won the Gold Glove, so he performed well in that year. What else? Yes, 2008 and the steroids policies. Club record at Minute Maid Park. 15 years ago, the Marlins set a club record with 6 home runs, beating the Astros. Much heralded pitching prospects make their debut 13 years ago. Mike Leake, where are you now? Made the biggest jump, giving up a single run in 6 2/3 inning. Fellow Reds prospect Aroldis Chapman, who defected from Cuba, throws several pitches over 100 miles an hour. He strikes out 9 batters in 4 2/3 inning. And Steven Strasburg made his debut, top pick of the previous year's draft. And he picked up the win in Harrisburg Harrisburg. In an Eastern League contest, both Chapman and Strasburg will pitch in the league before the season is over. So yes, every once in a while I like to kind of take a look back at this day in baseball history. Remind us a little bit about some of these players that we play with in Perfect Team. Lee was a beautiful player. And yes, Cub fan Steve says, yes, we were happy when he signed that contract. Imagine what he would get today. $65 million for 5 years. He'd probably get in the high 20s per year. All right, thanks again for everyone for tuning in. Thanks for the recent followers and for those that resubscribed today. You guys are really, really cool. I would like to hang out with you in a pub with your beverage of choice, even if it's a pop or a soda. Well, it is time. Last part before we do our contest. Yes, guys, we are going to have our draw a little bit later, so stay tuned. We are about a half an hour away before we do our draw for 15 packs, 10 packs to one user, 5 packs to a second user. Cobra, did you pull anything good on your win yesterday? And Barbat, if you're in the chat today, did you get anything from your 5 packs? Let us know. Were they duds, or did you pull a few studs in your packs? So we will do that draw in about a half hour's time. But I want to get back to, it's been a while, I want to get back to this day in franchise league play. For those of you that are first timers here or have not been around when I've done these games before, I started with 32 teams. And to determine the teams, we spun a wheel. We determined the year, the team, the era, and then we had them face off in a round of 32. The winners advanced to the round of 16, and then we had them face off by spinning the wheel, and now we are in the round of 8. All the green teams are still alive, and the Blue Jays won their last game, so they go to the Final Four. There's our first Final Four team, the 1992 Blue Jays. So we've got to determine who's going to face off today. Let's find out which of these 2 teams from the past are going to look to advance to the Final Four. We've got the great 1985 Mets. If you're a Mets fan, you'll remember that team. And they are going to play against... They're going to, oops, I forgot to take them off the wheel. Well, we can't have them play with each other, so let's remove them. Yeah, 85 Mets against the 85 Mets. I wonder who would win. All right, they're going to play off against the White Sox. 85 Mets and the 61 White Sox. Now we have to see, will the 61 White Sox go to this screen here? Will the 61 White Sox, it is National Celebrate Your Pet Day. We'll spin the cat. Will the White Sox have home field advantage? Will they keep home field advantage? Yes, they will. Thank you. And let me close that. All right, so we've got the 1985 Mets going up against the 1961 White Sox. Let me switch screens. And here's where I showcase, if you're new to OOTP, you can pick any two teams in history. Just go down to the historical exhibition, click on that, which is going to bring up this screen. This is where you can select any two teams from history to play off. So we've got the 1985 Mets from the defensive era. You select the year, and then you select the team. They were 98 and 64. One heck of a season. Was this the year, who won the World Series in 1985? Kansas City? Yeah, Kansas City beat St. Louis. But 20-year-old Dwight Gooden won the Cy Young Award that year. So we're probably going to have Dwight Gooden in the lineup here. And so they're facing off against the 1961 baseball boom Chicago White Sox. Just double check that. Make sure I got the team. 61 White Sox. Yes. And back in 1961, who won the World Series? It looks like the New York Yankees took advantage of the expansion schedule, winning 109 games to win the AL pennant. Mickey Mantle on the team, Roger Maris on the team, of course, 61 for Roger Maris. Cincinnati won the NL pennant. Whitey Ford, Cy Young Award. And Billy Williams, Cubs outfielder Billy Williams beat out Joe Torre for Rookie of the Year. How cool. Cubs fan Steve just got a Billy Williams jersey. So Rookie of the Year back in 1961. Monter Don, a big shout out. And of course, the big high five. Big high five. Monter Don got a perfect reliever in the drop today. Nice. I always like to hear you guys doing well on those. So once you have your two teams set up, then you go and you can set how many games you want them to play. We're just going to do a one gamer. I'm going to turn injuries off. And to make it fair or more fair, we're going to use the modern era settings. Then you simply go up to the top and you click Create Exhibition. So very cool. If you're new to OOTP and you have some favorite teams from the past or from the present, go ahead and do this. It imports in all the players that were on those teams at that time, and you simply click Play Ball. You can look at the lineups, rosters. We're going to go ahead and play ball. You can simulate the game, which means immediately give you the result, or you can play through it. We always quickly play through it. So I'm sure for you fans from the 1960s, you'll remember these names. Louis Aparicio, another perfect team card that usually is in the diamonds or the perfect level. Roy Sievers, Floyd Robinson, L. Smith, hitting fifth for the White Sox, Sherm Lawler, Minnie Minoso, how old are you? 35-year-old Minnie Minoso. The player that played in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. They brought him back to play 3 games in the 70s and 2 games in the 80s. One of the coolest baseball moments ever. We got Nellie Fox. Apparently one of the nicest guys you could ever meet. I read that the other day. I forget who said that, but someone said that Nellie Fox is a baseball player, obviously, that said it was one of the nicest guys they've ever met. Jim Landis and Juan Pizarro pitching for the White Sox. For the 85 Mets, Lenny Dykstra. Leading off, Keith Hernandez, Gary Carter, Darryl Strawberry. Ooh, we've got the Hall of Fame roster. Danny Heap, Wally Backman. I was always a fan of Wally Backman. Kind of I thought an underrated utility guy. Played in Minnesota, played, of course, with the Mets, Seattle, Philadelphia. Larry Boa, or Ray Knight hitting 7th, Larry Boa hitting 8th, and Dwight Gooden would win the Cy Young that year. And let's take a look at his stats. In 1985, he was 24 wins and 4 losses. Probably the best year of his career, by far. 1.53 ERA. So we are getting the peak, the best of Dwight Gooden here. 24 and 4. Ooh. 9.3 WAR. And I can never remember him pitching for Tampa Bay. I did not know he pitched for Tampa Bay or Houston. When you have these franchise player play for another team just for 1 year, yeah, hard to remember them. All right, then you click on Start Game in the top right-hand corner. Yeah, Dykstra was another story. So who do you guys got? Do you got the Mets in a blowout? Or do you think Minnie Minoso's Chicago White Sox have a chance? We're in Chicago, so it might favor them a little bit. We go until runners in scoring position. If you've never played the game, up here in the menus here, you can either play out every at-bat by hitting your mouse or hitting your number 1 here, or even the space bar. Or if you just want to go until runners in scoring position, you click the button at the top. No runs in the top of the first. Chicago, nothing in the bottom of the first. Scoreless game. Now we have a runner on second base. Danny Heap with 1 out. Wally Backman at the plate. Iridescence is calling the Mets in a close game. That's going to move. Backman moves the runner over to third base. So with 2 out, Ray Knight at the plate. Can Pizarro get him out? Yes, a shallow fly ball to center field. And we are scoreless, going to bottom of 2. Chicago, hitless. We go to top of 3. Nothing for the Mets. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Dwight Gooden on the mound, and he still has a no-hitter going after 3 innings. We go to the bottom of 4. When you said a close game, I don't know if you meant scoreless after 4 with only 1 hit in the game so far. So we've got 1 hit. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Pizarro with 4 Ks, 1 walk on the game so far, and he gets out of it. It is bottom of 5. We are in the top of the 6th inning. Get rid of that banner just in case it's in the way a little bit. Go. All right, Dwight Gooden at the plate in the top of the 6th inning. Pizarro gives up nothing. Bottom of 6. Finally, the White Sox have a runner on although it must have been a walk because they still haven't registered a hit. So Keith, we got Jim Landis at second base, Roy Sievers at the plate, up against Gooden, and Sievers drives one deep to center, but not deep enough. After 6 innings, 0-0. Finally, we've got a run. Must have been a dinger. Darryl Strawberry, with 1 out in the top of the 7th inning, hits the home run. Game, don't crash on me. Game, don't crash on me. Good. Whew. Don Larson in the game for the White Sox, now relieving. Okay, don't crash. Here we go. Top of 7. 1-0 Mets. Wally Backman at second. Ray Knight at the plate up against Don Larson. Here's the pitch. A weak grounder. That retires the side. And we go to the 7th inning stretch. New York Mets. No way. Dwight Gooden has a no-hitter going. 4 strikeouts, 2 walks. So it won't be a perfect game, but he does have the no-hitter. And we go to top of 8. The Mets have a 3rd hit. Larry Boa on second base. Lenny Dykstra at the plate. Here comes the pitch. Dykstra, weak grounder to second. That will be the 2nd out, but the runner is moved over to third base. Keith Hernandez against Wally Hacker. And the White Sox get out of it. We go to the bottom of the 8th, and we're going to play this one out batter by batter. No hitter on the line. Dwight Gooden up against 35-year-old Minnie Minoso. Let's see what happens. And a deep, well, not too mid-range fly ball. That is the first out of the 8th inning. Can Nellie Fox break up the no-hitter? He strikes out. Dwight Gooden, 4 outs away from my first broadcast no-hitter. Jim Landis, the number 8 hitter, center fielder, up against Gooden. He drives one, and that gets through, and there we have it. Dwight Gooden goes 8 2/3 inning. Actually, 7 2/3 inning without giving up a hit. Reminds me of my old Dave Stieb. Number 8 hitter breaks it up, striking out the number 9 hitter. We go to top of 9, 1-0 for the Mets. And we go to bottom of 9. Jesse Orozco comes in. Let's check out his record back in 1985. Back in 1985, Jesse Orozco, 8 wins, 6 losses, 2.73 ERA, 17 saves. So it wasn't quite at his peak yet. He was in his 5-year peak era. All right, we have the top of the order coming up. Can the Chicago White Sox tie this game up against Orozco? A bunt attempt, not successful. Aparicio swings, weak grounder to third, and they get him. And away. Well, Cobra was the New York Mets. If it was the Blue Jays, it would be like, shh, quiet, shh, don't say anything. Hey, Dwight Gooden got Cy Young Award. That I think he'd rather have the Cy Young Award. Ray Sievers at the plate. He strikes out. And the Mets are 1 out away from a 1-hit game against the 61 White Sox. Floyd Robinson. He got power, Floyd. Well, 3.5-star player. Back in 1961, he was in his 2nd year in the league. He hit .310, including 11 home runs. So it's possible. It's possible. Orozco, Robinson. Here's the pitch. and he lines that one, but right to the first baseman, Keith Hernandez, and the 1985 Mets, in a very, very close game, defeat the 61 White Sox and knock them out of the tournament. Funny thing is, the Mets only recorded 3 hits. 3 hits for the Mets, 1 hit for the White Sox. Dwight Gooden goes 8 innings, giving up the 1 hit in the 8th inning. And Pizarro goes 6 innings, giving up a hit. Larson gives up 1 hit, and Hacker gives up the 3rd hit. So well done, White Sox. You give up 3 hits and you lose the game. Tough, tough, tough loss. And the only run of the game was the home run by Darryl Strawberry. Wally Backman with a stolen base. So if you're new to OOTP, that is a fun way to replay some teams from history. You can go all the way back to 1901, all the way up to the current season. So you can have the 1944 Red Sox up against the 2022 New York Yankees if you want. All right, guys, we have our ad break coming up, but I am going to start the contest right now, right here, and continue it through the ad break. Get your entries in, exclamation enter, exclamation ticket, and we'll give you some more time after the ad break too. We'll be right back. All right, we are back, and I started the contest just as the ad break hit. So if you caught it, hopefully you're entered. If you didn't catch it because your ads kicked in, then go ahead and enter. The contest is underway. We're going to leave it running for a few more minutes here because I don't want any of you guys to miss it. You've been here, and over 300 of you here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Get entered in that contest and win yourself some packs. Over 70 of you entered so far. So as we're waiting for that to kind of play out, I am going to go back to my OOTP screen here. And of course, if you are entered, you need to have a Perfect Team account. So hopefully you are signed up for Perfect Team. And thank you again for all that followed today. Recent ones, we've got Scottish Baseball 1, we've got Mick Cratchin, we've got Reeves 01, It's a Mouthful, and Wilhelm _Scream. Ooh, scary. Wilhelm _Scream. Thank you for the follow. All right, before we do the draw, again, the draw is underway. You can enter, either put in exclamation enter or exclamation ticket, not both of them, one or the other one. We're going to take a quick trip to my theme team. It's not entered yet. I have not entered my theme team because I want to wait until I have a full roster of players that qualify. And it's basically a rebranding of last year's version. If you know my theme team from 2023, it was made up of players that have appeared in a movie, a TV show, a theater production, some sort of acting. So on my team, we have a bunch of actors, even if they just played as themselves in a TV show. It can also include anyone that was in a game show, on a game show before the 1990s. It does not include anyone in TV commercials because that would just open the door to way, way too many players. So anyone on a TV show, anyone in a movie, game show, all of that kind of qualify. And yes, they can play themselves. Lou Brock did a wonderful job of playing himself on a sitcom show. I can't remember which show it was. I think it was like George Lopez or something like that. So unfortunately, a lot of baseball players, when they're in shows, they represent themselves. But hey, they still have lines to memorize, which maybe can be tough because they're not actors. So they might play as themselves, but they have to read off of a script. So still building up that team. I am going to have 2 theme teams this year. I'm going to wait to announce my second one when it's ready to go. But yeah, I've got to get players that have appeared in a TV show or movie. So I haven't put the TTC moniker on it yet because it's just a bunch of players that I have playing on my team, including the great Dave Steeb. Yeah, he's playing on every team. I hope he appeared in some sort of TV show, Dave Steeb. I haven't even checked on him yet. Please, if there is a baseball synchronicity universe out there, have Dave Steeb appear in some sort of television or movie production. Please. All right, let's go open some packs. Let's see if we can pull some players that qualify for this team. The giveaway is still going on, so exclamation enter, exclamation ticket. It is still going on. The clock is still running. So Koala, there you go. You are now entered. So we're going to open a few packs just to make sure everyone gets into the entry. And then we'll go raid the doctor. The good doctor is on. We'll check out his stream in about 5 minutes. All right. Nothing really there. And we have a gold card along with Colorado Rockies, Chris Nelson. Who do we got? Anthony Rendon. A lot of modern players haven't been in TV shows. Some have. Clayton Kershaw. Who else did I use last year? Jeez, I can't even remember all the players that were on my team last year. But there are a few modern day players that have been in TV. Hank Thormelin. Not seen you much. He's part of the Mickey Lolich. Again, I am not going for the missions right now. I am selling cards that are part of missions because I know I can buy them later. I'm going to put him on for 150, which is below level 10. So if you are collecting these missions, there's an iron card for you. Probably the cheapest you're going to get for the next week or so. Hank Thormelin is on the card shop. Again, I'm very specific. A lot of players I can't use anyway because they weren't in movies or TV. We've got a couple gold cards. Koala, you got 2, both haters. Well, that's not cool. And 2 live cards. Come on, Diamond. Let's end this off with a good Diamond card. You fooled me with that coloring there. Matt Williams, are you part of missions? Yes, you're part of the Matt game. So that one I will put on for $2.99. Need a Matt Williams from your San Francisco Giants? There he is. Next up, Cliff Pennington. Live cards. For the first couple weeks, it was cool seeing all the live cards. Now it's just like, give me historicals, please. Part of the George Davis Bronze mission. 24 cards, part of that mission. I will put him on for 93 if you're looking for Spike Owen, former Montreal Expo. Dodger Silver is still, the price of Dodger Silver, still pretty good. Pat Rapp, not part of missions, we'll keep you. Ken Keltner. Joe Foy, part of the Chipper Jones mission. All right, so I will put this one on for 99 if you're looking for a Chipper Jones card. Joe Foy is on the card shop. How about these? Not part of a mission, and Woody English is part of the George Davis mission. So here's another one. Going for fairly cheap for a mission card. I will put him on for 66. The English on the card shop. No missions for that one. Joe Gordon, no missions. Mr. Alvarez, we will keep you 2 more packs, and then we'll do our draw. Exclamation ticket, exclamation enter. If you're just getting into the chat, try to win yourself some free packs. Exclamation ticket, exclamation enter. And Roy Oswalt, part of the April Fool's Day. This card is going for a little bit more. I will put him at the going rate of $277. So if you want your April Fool's Day Roy Oswalt, he's on the card shop. All right, so I didn't get really any decent cards that, and there he goes, Roy Oswalt, sold immediately, probably to one of you guys. Enjoy your Roy Oswalt. All right, as we close off the stream, we've got 87 entries. Good bunch of you guys entered. We'll give it one more minute as I do my closing here. Thank you so much for supporting the channel as a follower, as a subscriber, as a viewer. It is a great day for baseball. It is a great day for baseball. Go Blue Jays. Go Jays. Knock off that first place team, Tampa Bay Ray team. Get into first place. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to those that are around you. Again, many people are struggling during these difficult financial times. So please reach out if you can and support those that are around you that may need it. And we'll see you Thursday for the Hawk Report, 1:30 Eastern. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you next episode.